Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast where the Yankees remain red hot and the West Coast trip with a sweep of the San Francisco Giants, and in the final game, a thrilling ninth inning comeback capped off by a major clutch two-run home run by Juan Soto. And, you might say, every time a new Yankee comes in, you always say, when's your Yankee moment? When's that Yankee moment? Of course, we always know what Giambi, his was that bases loaded game in the rain and extra innings against Minnesota, 2003 walk-off grand slam. Well, for Soto, this might have been it. Two-run home run to turn a one-run deficit into a one-run lead there, and the Yankees are able to hold on for the win there. So thrilling for the Yankees. They're red hot right now on a 5-game winning streak. All things clicking. Judge is on fire. So a lot of good positive for this episode there. So we're going to get started in a moment. But before you do, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. If it's your first time listening. I don't know why I haven't done it, but maybe you're a long-time subscriber, whatever the deal is. Make sure you subscribe, follow, like, get notified when new episodes go up. And there's a YouTube channel version of Section 420 Talkin Yankees. So right after this, go over to YouTube's. Maybe you're curious what I look like. I would be curious to subscribe there as well. Go to YouTube, Section 420 Talkin Yankees, and subscribe. So Yankees is red hot right now. All things clicking. And you can understand why a team like this, the Giants, barely at 500 there, coming up against, they almost sometimes hand you the wins here. I'm not saying they totally hand it to the Yankees there, but when you're a team like the Yankees right now, and all things, and you're hot, you get the wins like you got in this game. Again, much easier to say, yeah, well, you know what, we have had a good road trip there. We took 2 out of 3 there, and not expecting much. All right, we're down 1-3. But the Yankees grind away, tie the game, lose the lead again, then come back in the 9th inning there, and just cap off again a thrilling 7-5 win there against the San Francisco Giants. And Aaron Judge, again, just remains red hot there. Kind of started off a little interesting. In first, the opening game there, carrying a little smattering of boos. And, of course, we all know 2 off seasons ago, Judge was considering the San Francisco Giants as a landing pad. Supposedly both them and the Padres are going hard after them. And it was kind of that infamous phone call to Hal Steinbrenner to give him that final year on the contract. And finally, the Yankees are able to secure Judge, or very possibly Judge might be playing in San Francisco right now. And it might be the San Francisco Giants, who would be the team that's 23 games over 500 right now, versus the Yankees with 23 games over 500. And Aaron Judge had a red hot weekend. Starts off that first, even though he's got his boos, he answered that with a home run to left field. Later on in the same game, another one deposited, and that ballpark's no picnic to hit a home run in. It's out there in San Francisco. You got the winds off the water there. That's why I was, impressive what Barry Bonds did all those years there. Again, not too easy. And Barry Bonds would put that, in the water, nevertheless so. And then Judge hitting a nice shot there to center as well later in the game. And overall, the Yankees sweep all 3 games here. Only figure setback you might have had was in the second game. That it turns out that, of course, Clark Schmidt, news came down a couple days earlier, needed to be placed on the IL, which is kind of evident because, he was rolling along pretty good there. Got smacked around a little bit against the Mariners at home. And then that game there in the Padres, he was battling, grinding a little bit. Again, he just looked like it wasn't the same pitcher a little bit, and so it looks like he's going to be on the IL for a while for a lat issue. So that's something that might have been balking on him for the past couple starts. He was pitching through it. But nonetheless, for the Yankees, they don't skip a beat. Just bring up Cody Petit. Again, was one of Cashman's Dollar Tree bargain basement pitchers, and he comes in, does fine for 5 innings, only gives up 3 runs. That's good enough. And the Yankees take the first 2 games, and it was really this final game there where I said at the top there, this might have been the Juan Soto Yankee moment. I know the first game of the year against the Astros there, he got the game-winning hit there in a big spot against Josh Hader there. But this might have been the signature Yankee moment for Juan Soto in this situation. When the Yankees were down 4-5, you get a clutch triple by Anthony Volpe. He just remains to be hot as well in the leadoff spot there. And all of the numbers that Soto puts up there, you got to have to attribute that as well to Anthony Volpe, just getting on base and ahead of him, setting the table, and allowing Soto to see the pitches that he sees and allowing him to get the RBIs that he gets, is because Volpe is creating things in front of them there. But nevertheless, Volpe, getting his hand dirty as well. Big, huge triple, the least to bring the score to 5-4 there against the closer Duvall, who had 9 saves going into here. And then Juan Soto got a bit of an easy pitch that goes right down the pipe and deposited deep to left field there and swings the score there from 6-4 Yankee deficit to a 6-5 Yankee lead. Giancarlo Stanton will tack on a ground rule double later on. And then the Yankees will take a 7-5 lead, and Holmes able to nail it down there. And even earlier in the game, Soto started off the scoring with a home run off of Blake Snell. And this is Blake Snell that perhaps the Yankees might have been considering there. Other teams were considering there. It looks like the Yankees went with the other option of Stroman, and looks like right now that was actually the better decision. Snell, barely able to get out of the fifth inning in this game. Soto took him deep in the first inning, 97 miles per hour for a fastball, up and away a little bit. It was a little tougher pitch than the one he got in the ninth there, I would say that, but still Soto able to get around on it. Hit a solo home run, so got the Yankees up early. But as I mentioned before, the Yankees fell behind, but Verdugo later on with a big hit to tie it up. The Yankee bullpen were able to give it away, but finally the Yankees were able to claw back there in the ninth inning and take the win and just cap off what was exciting, just 3-game series there in San Francisco. I know a lot of New Yorkers out there and a lot of former New York Giant fans as well. So I'm sure probably the crowd was very interesting. Just an interesting matchup there. And again, if you're a Yankee fan that lives in California or you did the road trip for this one, I mean you couldn't have drew up any better. Again, got 3 wins there in a great ballpark. It's a cool ballpark. To visit. I like to visit that ballpark someday and just get 3 Yankee wins there. And of course, the last game just a thriller. It doesn't get better than that. And this West Coast trip for the Yankees, great, 7-2, which you don't expect that. Even though if you come lesser teams like the Angels, nevertheless, it's still you're going across. Going West Coast. You got the long flight there. Your sleep pattern's a little bit off. It's in a different environment there. And you got guys like Judge who are home and Stanton who are kind of in their home state there. And maybe they could get a little thrown off mentally, but. No, this team was great there. Take 2 out of 3 against the Padres. Take 2 out of 3 against the Angels. Really should have swept the Angels. And Clay Holmes and Anthony Rizzo kind of responsible for that loss there, but we'll forgive them. And then, of course, sweep all 3 games there. So if you could get a 7-2 road trip on a West Coast swing, that's very good. And it just shows this team right now is everything's clicking well. Again, even if you get Cody Petit come up there, just give you a quality enough start. That's good enough, and Judge with another home run in that second game as well. So hit 3 home runs over this weekend. And if you want to go to the most recent YouTube episode, I kind of highlighted Judge. He had a 20-game stretch there where he did something no other Major League player has done in terms of hitting home runs and doubles in a 20-game stretch there. So I kind of highlighted there, so I'm not going to beat that to death. But Judge having a near record-breaking May there, capped it off overall, reaching now 3rd all-time on the Yankee list of extra base hits there. So tied Babe Ruth there for number 26. Only looking ahead of 2 other guys. One of them is DiMaggio at number 1, and then Lou Gehrig at number 2. And now Judge tied with Babe Ruth 3rd all-time for, again, extra base hits there in the month of May. So, again, Judge is setting new records, coming close to their records, having a record-breaking type of start to the season after a real miserable April. It's just amazing how he turned that around so quickly there. And you're really looking at both Soto and Judge. We might have a situation with like 1985 when you had Mattingly and Dave Winfield back-to-back there in the lineup, as well as competing for the MVP there. I mean, that's just the way it's looking like right now, just for the both of them. I know Soto's average cooled down a little bit, but still hitting well over 300. And really just look at this team compared to what we've been seeing for the past couple of seasons. Now they look like a real professional, serious baseball team. Just look at the averages, and that's what really tells you all. And just from today's box score, just quickly go up and down. You got Anthony Volpe hitting 284. You got Soto at 322. You got Judge at 288. He'll be 300 before you know it. Now Stanton a little down a little bit, 231. But for Stanton, what he's done lately, that's actually, for him hit 230, that's actually pretty good. And that's like about right now 30, 40 points higher than what he ended last season there. So 231, again, traditionally you wouldn't like that. But for him, that's actually not bad at all. Verdugo, 261. All right, for that type of play is okay. LeMahieu, 222, but again, he just got here a couple of days ago, so I'll give him a break a little bit. Rizzo, he concerned a little bit, only at 240, and of course, made a couple of blunders on this trip. One of them, again, a botched play in the Angels series, as well as one in the Padres series. The one against the Angels definitely probably cost the Yankees that game. The Padres won. It may not have made a difference or not, but again, his defense will slip a little bit, and you're hearing little whispers a little bit that becoming a little bit of a concern for the Yankees because he's usually a sure-handed guy, but I don't think it's at a crucial point. But nevertheless, not doing that great, but okay, 240, fine there. Gleyber Torres, we know his problems at 230, but I guess if the other guys are doing what they're doing, you could accept that a little bit, but he should be much higher. And then Trevino getting up there, 262 for a catcher. You'll definitely take that every day of the week. So just overall look at the lineup, though, just the first couple of guys. Volpe, 284, 322 for Soto, and the Judge at 288. That's a serious a number 1 and number 2 and number 3 hitter should be hitting like that, close to 300 or over 300. That's a serious baseball team. And go back to the Yankees, during the glory days, whether it was Jeter, Bernie, O'Neill, and those guys are always 300 or more, and that's what you need at the top of the lineup. That's what the Yankees haven't had in years past. It's always guys hitting 200, 190, hitting 240, having leadoff hitters like Labor or DJ LeMahieu hitting 220 there, and then you wonder why no one's on base and stuff like that. This is a much different story. The batting average is way up there, and it's just going, just goes to show they're getting hits and scoring other ways than just home runs. You had Volpe today with the triple. You have Giancarlo Stanton with a ground rule double. Again, home runs are nice as well, so we'll take them, but also just getting the batting average there and just getting base hits, singles, and doubles as well there. So good mix for the Yankees. And they even get better news that one of the big pieces we've been waiting for, Garrett Cole, looks like he finally got the green light. Will make his first rehab start this coming Tuesday. That's the 4th. That's the AA Somerset Patriots there. So he finally gets on the mound there. So you figure maybe a couple of tune-up starts there in the minors, and then he'll be able to rejoin his team. And the timing's perfect with Schmidt going down. Now it's a bit of a lat issue. We don't know. Those are a little bit tricky. But even if you got Cody Petit to spot start 1 or 2 more times, that's fine. And then you can kind of gradually move Cole in there and kind of take it from there to see what happens. And Stroman, of course, as mentioned before, with the Friday night game against the Giants, is a strong start there. Again, he's just had a fabulous start to the season. And he's had and I kind of stretched it a little bit in the YouTube episode, the latest one, that, again, the offense has let him down a couple times. His record should even be better than it is right now. So if you look at the choice, what Cashman did, getting him on a 2-year deal, that looks like Einstein right now compared to someone like Blake Snell, right the way he's pitching right now overall. I mean, you'd rather have Stroman right now than Blake Snell. So everything going well for the Yankees, everything clicking. But he's got this little Schmidt injury there, but I don't think overall it's going to really stop this rotation. They're red hot right now. Nesta got a little ticked up a little bit in the last game there, but overall things rolling along for the New York Yankees. So West Coast trip was great, 7-2. Judge red hot there, making records, tying records, just doing insane things. And I think this home run by Soto, I would say that's got to be his Yankee signature moment. Just given the situation, 9th inning, clutch home run as you can get to tie the score from a 1-run deficit to a 1-run lead there. And in the setting, doing that on the road in San Francisco. I know the Giants are like a 500 team there, but nevertheless, I think the situation calls for it. So I think that was the signature Yankee moment for Mr. Juan Soto. So they get a little bit of a break. They'll fly back home and then host the Minnesota Twins. A team there, the Yankees on the road took 2 out of 3 there. So, and of course, we know the history is on the Yankees side against the Twins there. So you figure it's a series that's going to favor the Yankees, and of course, they'll be home. Looks like the weather's been nice for the whole week there, kind of upper 70s, low 80s there. No, doesn't look like any precipitation. So the air's perfect there for the ball to fly, and hopefully Soto and Judge can keep putting the bat to the ball. We'll catch you next time.